Oh, it's time to get spooky and creepy because it's review time. 1 week later, we're talking Insidious 5, The Red Door. Who knew you could end everything by just painting the door black like the fucking uh,
Rolling Stones
song?
song, Paint It
Yeah, like
Black.
the Rolling Stones song. They were telling you the answer the
I
whole
see a
time.
red door and I want to paint it black. I
Paint it
never do
black.
it. That's what the
Yeah.
message was.
Yeah, and they were right. That's what you were supposed to do. Just paint it black. Anyway, I am Joe Dove. This is To Be Seen. Please be sure to do those fun things like, subscribe and give us a like. It's free. It helps our channel grow. And, the more you know, the more people that share, the more people that see, the more horror we see, and the more we talk to you. So let's be sure to enjoy all those fun things that are needed to help the algorithm gods. Um, yeah, man, this was a movie, wasn't it?
Yeah, I
Yeah, it
I
was.
don't remember the first two. Were they this much like a ripoff of Stir of Echoes, or is that just like something that just happened with this one?
I think it's just something that happened with this one, because like they were like, "Hey, let's do something different, but like similar to something we've already done."
Yeah, so instead of losing our way like we did in third and fourth, which some people might not have seen, myself included,
Mm-hmm.
let's try to go with a Kevin Bacon movie. Let's just remake a Kevin Bacon movie and say that it's part of this franchise
Yeah, yeah,
now.
yeah, totally, totally, totally.
And I was just like, but you know what's great? If you forgot to watch the movies, like didn't want to do like a binge session,
Mm-hmm.
this movie was a clip show. There was tons of clips of the first movie.
Yeah, the whole beginning. There's like tons of stuff that I don't remember, and then they go, "Oh no, we know you don't remember, so here you go." I guess let's hop into the synopsis. All right, Josh Lambert heads east to drop his son Dalton off at a school. However, Dalton's college dreams soon become a living nightmare when his repressed demons of his past suddenly return to haunt them both. Da-da-da. What was weird about this one was that, like, dad's getting chased by like the random blur monster, like it follows for a little bit, and
Yeah.
you're like, what the fuck is going on with this blur monster? Like, we knew it wasn't like the Darth Maul looking thing, the demon from the first two, but
Yeah.
like we're like, whoa, what's up with this dude? And then like you get scenes where that gets closer and closer, and it's like, is he wearing the bell bottoms? Like it just bugged me out. But the beginning was pretty crazy because um and I'm not crazy in the sense that a lot of stuff happened, crazy in the sense that it was such a slow burn that I was like, wow, this is a very long movie already. And I'm looking at the clock. Oh, it's only been 10 minutes, So I don't know if you felt the same way, but like it took a while to get going. What did you feel about that?
I did occasionally check my watch. I was like, oh wow, we're like an hour in. So when's it getting started?
Yeah, it was just like, all right, what are we doing here, guys? What are we doing? What are we doing? Um, I didn't mind the slow burn. I figured, okay, this is going to be a big payoff at some point. And then, we did get the payoff, but it just took a while to get there. So let's talk about the cast. All right, we've got Ty Tompkins, and he plays Dalton, who is all grown up now. Patrick Wilson, who is also the director of this film, it's Josh Lambert. We get glimpses of Elise again, who's stuck in the Forgotten Realm. That's Lynn Shade. Rose Byrne returns. Gorgeous Rose. Hello. Hello. Joseph Bashira, he played the all the creepy stuff. And then we got Andrew Lambert, who was Foster Lambert, the little brother. And then Leigh Winhall as Specs. So that's your cast for this Insidious film. All right, let's get into what worked. I mean, it's a horror movie, and what works best is creepy shit. So the jump scares, the little things that like go bump in the night, and the drifting Dalton who could touch you in your dreams, or at least play your pump keyboard. I guess that's what it was.
Yeah, the melodica, whatever that thing
Yeah, the
was.
melodica. Yeah, it was a weird tool, but I guess it works for if it works for her, it works for me. But I thought that stuff worked pretty well. The return of the demon, and it really not doing too much except showcasing how creepy it was. I think that worked pretty well, especially with the makeup, because that demon, though does have a lot of screens of Darth Maul with the red and black, the way they did the makeup this time with the skin graft, I guess you could say, very
Mhm.
creepy. And it did seem weakened in this. Is that just me, or did you notice that?
No, I not noticed that. It was a very kind of depleted effort.
Yeah, yeah. But how creepy was Dalton when he jumped into that creep world thing?
Oh yeah. Towards the end, like that was good. I liked like possessed, like Evil Dead Dalton.
Yeah, he was a deadite in the end. Um, I noticed there was a lot of, like you said, callbacks to the first couple of movies. But the one callback that I loved that they didn't, I mean, the one thing that I loved about the first movie, but they didn't call back to, was when like they're running around the house, and then the son, like the little, I think it's Dalton's character, is in the corner, and then as she's running around the house, he's like dancing and whatnot. It was so creepy. It's like when you have little kids doing creepy stuff, it makes it creepier because little creepy kids are creepy. Like,
Yeah, I mean, like, where was like all the stuff about like Dalton getting possessed and stuff like that, or like,
yeah, like they did mention some of it and they like erased it from Dalton's memory, but that's why it resurfaced and was a problem. But Dalton continued to be possessed, hence the deadite thing going on and the creepy wandering that he was doing with his, I guess that was his girlfriend, you could say.
yeah.
Yeah, with his girlfriend, like, that to me, that's some of the things that worked. What worked for you?
Well, to tell the truth, I like most of the stuff with the dad's possession, like taunt, like jump scares more so than Dalton's. I mean, Dalton, I couldn't take the serious. I mean, the frat house thing seriously, but I
No.
could take like that I mean, the CAT scan thing. That was still. I mean,
Yeah, that
we
was
didn't
that was
expect
probably
that
the
because
best jump scare, and it was in the commercial. It was like, really
yeah,
gave the best shit away in the commercial. Like,
and I
come
was like,
on.
yeah, you're gonna get. But then also, I liked the attack while he was looking at the pictures, and I was also like, I know that's a memory test thing that they're talking about, but that's kind of weird because you're just showing your pictures to the back window so that any of the neighbors see that stuff as
Yeah,
you flip
what the
off.
fuck's up with this guy? What's he looking at all these pictures for? you know.
Why is
All
he
right.
showing everybody his kids?
Yeah, this guy's really obsessed with his family. Weirdo. What else worked for you?
I like the. Well, of course, that led into the fight with the dad, or
Yeah, yeah, that was pretty creepy. Like you saw it blur in the background, and then it kept getting closer and closer, and then like it was gone. You're like, oh, I guess he's good. And then it burst through, and it was like, oh,
and
it's
then
not
just like
gone.
dodging until like he finds the box.
Yeah,
I
I
was
thought that
like,
was.
I like the whole. Well, is there a history of mental illness in your family?
Yeah.
I don't think so. Oh, whoops.
Yep. Yeah, my dad was mentally unwell. Yeah. All right. Well, let's get into what didn't work. What for me, what didn't work was the extreme long amount of time at the fraternity house. It was like, all right, you get it. You found the ghost and that was thrown up because he, died of alcohol poisoning being a frat boy. We get it. All right, there's no need to keep coming back here. There's probably other ghosts in the dorms. Like, let's not keep coming back to who's it, Josh the Dick or Rick the Dick or something like that.
Nick the Dick.
Nick the Dick. Yeah, let's not keep going to Nick the Dick. I mean, and the diaper scene stuff was like, what the fuck? Maybe it's because I didn't go to fraternity, but like just felt like out of place. They really didn't need to spend so much time there. Um, I really felt that them not giving more jump scares and creepiness to Dalton's character rather than all the dad getting it all over again was also creepy.
Yeah.
And the homeboy doesn't realize, like, another thing that bugged me is like homeboy doesn't realize, hey, like, I know they wiped his memory, but the lady called out to him, was like, you're gonna be fine, you know. And then Josh, you're gonna be, everything's gonna be fine. And then like this random old dude at the funeral was like, oh, everything's good, Josh. And he's like, who the fuck are you? But he didn't even like question. He's like, thanks, and just gets into his car. I was like, really? Not even gonna question like, who the fuck is this guy? Just yeah. It's fine that you know who I am. Thanks, bye. You know,
Yeah, just a bunch of people like call me by name.
yeah, just people I don't know because my mind was wiped. Just happen to know my name. It's like everywhere's Cheers. That
Or
part
it just
kind of
could be
like
like that thing with some people. Like, I'll admit this happens every now and again. You have people you're like, did I actually meet that person?
yeah,
Yeah. Hey, you.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
I guess
good to see you again.
yeah. Oh man, things are so much better now that you're here.
You
Oh
know,
man.
I'm just so glad that you came. And where did I know you from again? I mean, no, I mean, it's been
Yeah,
so long.
it's been so long, man. You remember that time we did the thing? What was that thing? What didn't work for you?
Well, I still thought like Dalton got off very light in the movie. Like,
Yeah, no
it's weird.
injuries, no
Like,
creepy zombie man, no fucking
especially because when you see the flashbacks and all that stuff, you're like, wow, they did more messed up stuff to the kid when he was a child actor than when he was an adult.
yeah. That's for sure.
When they were the kid, they had like the dad chasing with the hammer and all that stuff. And then as an adult, he gets, I'm going to throw up blood and tell you to close a door.
Close the door. When I mean close the door, I mean paint it black. I mean, you do see in the painting that instance with his dad and the hammer really was traumatic for him,
Mm-hmm.
since it popped up in the painting. But like, I found it to be a little bit much. Like, it was like, okay, there's got to be something else that triggers this, or there's got to be like another reason why we're having these things happen, other than, you know, now's a good time to unlock all these issues. You know, like it was
Plus,
just,
there's also the part where his dad got stuck in the uh, nether or whatever in the second
yeah,
movie. And he had to
right,
go and get his dad back from the other world.
right,
Where's the memories of that? Where's that as
yeah,
a
none of that.
repressed memory?
He's like, nah, we're not gonna remember none of that shit. I mean, there was a brief memory where he's holding him and he's got the lantern and he's walking around. Like, it was like 2 seconds.
Yeah, but it's
But
like, okay, what about the second movie? Like, the second movie didn't mean anything.
no, no, for certain it didn't. But I can see why that's kind of annoying to you.
Yeah, I I hate to say it, but considering I find it funny, a while back we were talking about it during the trailers reactions to things in the past. We talked about Terminator Dark Fate, and I was like, oh my god, Insidious had their Dark Fate moment. They made a sequel to 2 and completely undid all the work that the franchise
Yeah,
had done.
that's true. That's true. All right.
Insidious
Well,
3.2.
yeah, right. Insidious 1 and then 5. All right. Well, let's see how people thought of it. We told you how we thought. We gave you what we thought was good, what worked, and what didn't work, and let's see what you. Well, this was panned by the critics. 90 reviews. It is trash compared to the critics' review, but the audience, which is over 1,000 plus verified listings, I think it's pretty fresh. It's popcorn 70%, kind of fresh. Where do you sit on the realm of are you more inclined to agree with the critics, or are you more inclined to agree with the audience?
I don't think it was the 38. I'll admit that. I think that was a little harsh.
Yeah, I agree.
But I also, I'd say probably, yeah, I could go with it getting a C.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I would have given it like a 65, a D. You know what I mean? Because I just think there was no stakes. Nobody died. There was nobody that. There was never a point where I felt someone was in imminent danger that they wouldn't return. Even though this is your last film, I figured you'd go out with a big bang.
Yeah,
And
like
the
I thought even the dad would have died. I thought he would have just stayed
yeah,
stuck in the thing, and it would
and
just been like he had a heart attack in the chair in front of like the.
yeah, something. But like no, everything was a happy end. Which happy ends are fine. You know, we got to have them sometimes, especially with this dark and gloomy world, and like unbearable heat and everything like that. But I thought it would have been interesting if something, even Rose, like the wife, even if she died, you know, Ronnie, if she were to, if the ghost would have got her or something, because it messed with her in the first one.
Or
She's the one that
actually, if
saw the
she
gift.
did something other than tell them, "Oh, we repressed your memories,"
Yeah. Oh,
she
by the
had like
way,
very little to do in this movie.
yeah.
I can
Yeah.
understand why she got an end credit.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, by the way, Rose Byrne is here. Oh, is that David Byrne's daughter? I have no idea. And it was just weird. It was just weird. All right, well, let's wrap it up. Final glance. What are your final thoughts on the film?
When it's on cable, it's okay to watch every now and again, but uh, it's still like, or if you're a completionist and you want to like binge, but I would say the other ones are still probably better.
Yeah, this is probably the one of the more weaker ones, even though it was directed by the actor from the first one that made his career with this first movie. But yeah, it was more, you know what I mean? It wasn't like some horror movies where I'm like, oh man, I gotta see what's next and what are they gonna do. Um, and as you know, they are talking about a spin-off, and there was an after credit scene. Unfortunately, I didn't catch the after credit scene, but apparently they really want to open up more with this series and just do some like side projects with it. So it ain't over yet. So I'm guessing Darth Maul gets another return.
Oh joy! Hooray!
Hooray! Yeah. But up on the horizon are going to be some really, really cool movies. And we're going to talk about them a week after they're out. That's why we're called 1 week later. So until next time, let us be creepy and turn out the lights.